listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You're listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Enough of that. We got to cut that last minute off. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Saturday, February 11th, 2023. And how are we? Good. Glad you can make it. Tonight, I don't know. Let's see. Let me fix this real quick. We got issues here. Whoa. I don't know why that's not. There we go. Well, we're just going to run through the show real quick tonight. We're going to do 5 minutes and we're done. No, I'm kidding. A lot of people think UFOs are all over. I'm going to play something right away here. And we're just going to start talking about it. Roll call. Hi, how you doing, everybody? Good to see you. Glad you can make it. I want to play this video because it has a lot of information on it, and I know I can play it without getting in a little bit of trouble. In a minute, I'll play it. But, a lot of people are thinking, what was the object that was shot down, taken down? It was shot down, right, over Alaska. Now, the first balloon, well, I say first balloon, they're not calling the Alaska object a balloon. They started to. And then they stopped. They changed it. Well, we don't really know if it's a balloon, John. They're just now saying that it's an object. And I'm wondering, why? Is this another Chinese balloon that's just flying? Well, that's racist. You can't say Chinese balloon. Well, it did come from China. Well, nonetheless, we don't know. But I'm gonna go through this video a little bit. What? What's that? Roll call? All right, real quick. Hey, Wayne, what do you say? Michigan UFO sightings and paranormal encounters. Diane Ba, Sky Pilot 11. Den Bub. What's up, Chief? Diane. Oh, I already said it. Tony Intro, what's up? Crazy Chick 1152. What is up, everybody? Argo Tanza. Lidar is not, I say again, not able to create. No, you didn't even hear what I had to say. Already he's angry. You didn't even hear what was said yet. Didn't even hear it. So I know ex-military too, and they're saying that those green lines that came down from that China satellite that went over, isn't that a form of LIDAR? No? Oh, yeah, I only got confusing information. Yeah. You think you use the world's most advanced laser range finding and laser target system, but China's beating the shit out of us. So I don't know, man. Don't know, don't care. David Wilcox, I'm just going by the information that's put out and the information people give me. I am not an expert on satellites or radar, but I'm having conflicting reports. Well, not really, just one. Somebody saying LIDAR can't be used. You don't even know why I even brought it up yet. And you're already, wait until you hear what the host has to say first. Unbelievable. It's amazing. Paul Higgin, welcome to the show. Crazy Chick, I already said it. Welcome to the show again. Samo, Fred Depp, what's up, everybody? Bernie Mac, Bernie Muro, I know. Ben, the Yorkshire Goofonian. Hey, Mike Johnson, good to see you. Brian, what do you say to that, Chief? All right, let's get started. Metalhead, I gotta, it's Metalhead. Gotta say hi. And Scott, how you doing? John, Kevin, pff. All right. You guys are already starting. I love it. It's okay. That's why we do this, to learn. I don't know everything. But let me get it out first. Let me get it out. Then tell me I'm wrong. Yes. Good job, Doppler radar. Let's keep it professional and not racist, right? That balloon came from another country, that first one. It's a China balloon. China. Hexen, what do you say? Hey, Doppler radar. No. I am Mr. and Mr. Rich Giordano, and I identify as what I was born to be. Amen. And I don't identify as one. I am one. Thanks for the $2. Hey, that's the first super chat of the night. Also the first super chat from Doppler radar. And, we always give the first timers a little something special. Well, thank you, Doppler radar, for the $2 super chat. Agush. All over Doppler, all over all radar. That's how we do it. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. And you guys can help support Goof On. We are supported by you, the viewer, listener, and opinionators and Goofonians. I had to go early tonight. I know, we're saying 7 o'clock every night, but I didn't realize that the MMA pay-per-view event started at 7, and I don't want to miss any fights tonight. They're all good. So that's why we're starting at 5, so I can be done by 6:45, 7-ish. All right. So I'm going to play this video. Welcome to the show, everybody. Okay, that's good to know, Chris. LIDAR is perfect for sending a drone on autopilot on a set course. Good to know. And the video I'm talking about, I played it the other day. All those green lines came down, a satellite was going overhead. Well, it was brought to my attention that it's very possible that they could be using LIDAR and other forms of whatever technology. It was just brought up because of the show the other day. So I didn't question it. I was just putting it out there as, is it possible that LIDAR or any other type of technology can help assist in a false flag alien invasion? And if that's the case, and yeah, that's true, then LIDAR can set the course for certain objects that are in the program to make it look like there's a war going on, maybe like a Transformers type of event. But it isn't. And I'll have to go back to what I saw in 2004 with my wife and explain that again, because that, wow. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it on video, but these are important messages. They gotta be, because what are you doing, Richard? I mean, I don't know what this is. Hold on. It's some sort of support, Cash App, but it didn't register yet. Oh, I see you. You're so funny. $10 from Rich, or Dark Sky Files. Thank you on the Cash App. I see what you did. Now I'm back over 100 on Bitcoin. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Though those are great. That's good. I don't want to cash out of that. I hate to see that money disappear, though. The Bitcoin's gone down over the week. So, somebody donated, or Dark Sky did, I guess, $100, and it went down to $92 over the week. So now I'm back over 100. Thanks for that. I can't believe that it just keeps going down like that. It doesn't even go up a little bit. I'm waiting for it to go way up there. I want to see 1,000 in there. That'd be cool. Thanks again, Dark Sky Files. Appreciate that. If for some reason I miss any super chats, let me know. And I will go back and get them, because, I still haven't I thought I added Samo, but apparently when I went over to Melon for a week, I don't know if the link stopped working or what, but I'll have to give him a new one. All right, let's get started with this silliness that's going on. What I'm seeing, I say silliness because it's the only reason we're talking about this second object is because of the first one it wasn't ignored. It's just the object came into our country, over our land, on a Tuesday. I think it was January 28th. We didn't find out until the 30th, 2 days later. And then they let it fly over the center of the country. You know the story. Just take all the pictures you want. Now they're saying it was really just weather instrumentation, but who knows? Who knows? But I want to play this video because Third Phase of Moon put one up a few nights ago, I believe. And it's actually great. So I want to play it. And it's about what's going on. It's kind of cool. It helps me out. It's nice to see them posting.
The object was flying at an altitude of 40,000 feet and posed a reasonable threat to the safety of civilian flight.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We got a special report for you today. Something was shot down over Alaska.
Out of an abundance of caution and at the recommendation of the Pentagon, President Biden ordered the military to down the object. And they did.
Just moments ago, jets in hot pursuit of something unknown shot down, and right now the information coming in from Washington, D.C. is sketchy to say the least.
Fighter aircraft assigned to U.S. Northern Command took down the object within the last hour.
Why don't you just call it a UFO? Why just call it an object? They state that that's all they could describe it as.
We're calling this an object?
I find this hysterical. This guy, first of all, is a POS. He can't be trusted at all. Mr. Kirby's dirty. Secondly, why aren't they calling it a UFO or a UAP? No, it's just an object. Oh, so you know what it is then? Yeah, I think they know what it is, but they're not going to tell us. So why don't they say that? Because they're acting like they don't know. Well, at first. So let's continue.
Because that's the best description we have right now.
So stupid.
We do not know who owns it, whether it's state-owned or corporate-owned or privately owned. We just don't know.
Well, he admitted they don't know if it's privately owned, and that's what we've been saying for years right here at Third Phase of Moon. Private corporations have cracked the code.
The way it was described to me was roughly the size of a small car, as opposed to a payload that was like 2 or 3
Yeah.
buses size, right? So much smaller, and not of the same, no significant payload, if you will.
And lastly, is it now the policy of the United States that if unidentified aircraft are over U.S. territory, that it is likely the president will choose to shoot it down?
The president will always act in the best interest of our national security and in the safety and security of the American people.
Now, it seems
he didn't do that with that first balloon or the first object. Just let it dangle. See, I think China's got so much on the Bidens that I think he's compromised to the limit. That whole family is compromised.
It's to me that UFOs are on target to be shot down. This is quite incredible language coming in from Washington, D.C.
Oh, no. So I just had a thought. All right, well, let's not get excited. But I know I had a thought. Jeremy Corbell, for 4 to 6 months, has been saying, we're shooting at UAP, his term. We're shooting at UFOs in other parts of the world where we have military and we're watching out for ground troops. And anytime there's an object that gets within a certain distance, they either shoot at it or get rid of it somehow. You know what's going on, don't you? You see what's happening. Can you not see what the transition is now for ufology? This is the threat. This is the new threat. Now they can continue their narrative of a threat, which is what they're going to do. So is Jeremy right that he knows, in other parts of the world, knows some inside information about UFOs being shot down? Now, when he uses the term UFO or UAP, it could be a spy balloon, a weather balloon. It could be anything. It could be a drone. See, that's where the language gets a little bit finicky. And I don't like that Jeremy Corbell just says it like he knows it's a fact. Now he's using this to show, well, anytime they do get close, we're not going to shoot at them every time because this has been going on for years. As far as we can tell, around 2017, I think, is when the balloon craze started with China, I think. I'm not sure, but I hate this story. I hate it so much. Talking about it makes me angry. I just don't like it. I think this is a big waste of time. I think it's misinformation. And it's to cover up for that first balloon, the China balloon. Now they're thinking, oh, well, you know what? Now they know what they're doing over there. Oh, yeah, they know for sure. That's why they shot that object down over Alaska. Well, some people are saying, they didn't shoot it down. Some people are saying it landed. Let's listen.
Thousands of UFOs have been spotted.
What we know is that the flight path it executed took it over sensitive military sites. What we also know is that it could maneuver, that it had propulsion capability and steering capability, and could slow down, speed up, and that it was on a path to transit over sensitive military sites.
Are they going to be engaging them with hostile activity from here on out? It's also quite curious. The spy balloon out of China. I've never heard of a balloon being able to manipulate its course against the wind. What kind of technology does this Chinese balloon have? Officials were describing it.
Well, just a rudder, I would think, right? And it's just got a rudder and some blades to blow the wind. I think that's how it's turning, I guess.
it as an object because that was the best description.
That is the dumbest thing they really think we're silly, stupid, dumb. We're describing it as an object. I can't believe that is their response. We're describing it as an object. So what is it? Eyeglasses? Is it a chicken? Is it a cup? Is it a Batman balloon? This is absolutely a joke. We're calling it an object. Is it round? Is it square? Is it triangle? Does it have a shape? It's an object. Oh my God. Do you see why I get so angry? Can you at least... You have no idea. No, physical harm, choking, putting fists in throats for stupidity. Of course, I'm not going to do it. I just feel like, and I want to. They think we're that stupid. And I'll tell you why. Because we are. We're so desperate for any news on any unidentified object. Now they're playing with us. We're just going to call it an object. See what people say. See what Goofon says. Bernie Muro says $5. Pure love. That's the Bernie signature super chat. Well, super dono. It's a super dono. That means it's a donation with no sticker, no comment. No. Bernie, mucho gusto, generoso, sir. Thank you. Dorothy Hawkins throwing down a $1 super dono. There's more love where that came from. Thank you very much, Dorothy. And a mucho gusto continuing support, so Dorothy Hawkins. The Hawkster. The Hawkins. I don't know. I'm trying to be original, being stupid. So this is there a third? No, there's no third one. If there's a third one, my head would probably explode at this point. Right? There's not a third. If there's a third, there will be a third, I bet. Jeremy Corbell's been talking weird the last day or two, especially on that show he does. That weaponized, just strange. He's tweeting today, strange. Oh, put together this comment and this and a balloon and that, and then what do you think the next title is going to be on the next UFO sighting? Now give me your exact, it has to be word for word. He's putting out like a fake competition. What do you think the next title is going to be? If you can see it, you can figure it out with what I said, he says.
Out of it. Well, an object can be explained and described in many ways of communication, and to describe it as an object is quite interesting to me. Why not just call it a UFO, or for any reason call it a UAP?
Because they know what it is. That's why.
To just call it an object brings a lot of speculation and conspiracies in this field. So we want to get down to the bottom of it. Maybe, just maybe, somebody on the ground in Anchorage, Alaska, was able to recover some of this unknown material or an unknown object.
Material.
Hey, if somebody has found it, you contact us right here at Third Phase Moon. We'll hand it off to the proper authorities. But maybe if this is something unknown or otherworldly, we'd like to break the news on that. That's what we do right here at Third Phase of Moon.
All right. I guess that's it on that. Is there anything else they got on this? Looks like there may be a sighting. All right. I see what's next. Check this out.
And what's coming out of John Kirby's mouth is quite interesting. And again, countdown to disclosure. Our last two documentaries, Above Top Secret, you see there a jet fighter chasing an object of unknown origin. Quite interesting. But now, before the debacle of the Chinese spy balloon, we came up with the poster UFO Endgame to disclosure. Once again, a jet fighter in hot pursuit of an unknown object. Third Phase Moon seems to be on top of
what's
going on in the world. Right, this video came in earlier from Our correspondent over there in Mexico, Jaime Maussan, apparently somebody was watching the ISS as it was streaming live and noticed these objects coming into frame. So he pulled out his camera and started to film the TV screen. And what we're looking at are unknown objects casting shadows.
Whoa.
On top of the surface of the clouds. I'm not exactly sure if this is legitimate footage. We have to find the source from the ISS. If anybody recognizes this footage from the last week from the live feeds, see if you could get us the original
Mary Hall
footage.
has it.
It's great that people are filming their screens as fast as they possibly can, recording it in real time. But we have to find the exact location, the very video that this streamed on via NASA live streams from the ISS. And if we could confirm that these videos are legit.
How could there be a shadow here? I don't know.
And
Oh, that's not a shadow. Okay, I thought that was a shadow.
Are actually hovering in space next to the ISS. This is unprecedented footage. Could this be some kind of secret space?
How could there be a shadow if this is in space? How is it hitting the clouds hundreds of miles, 200 miles away? Unless the object is enormous, and it looks like it would be pretty big.
Program. Or
I don't know.
Possibly something other.
I don't know. Watch this. When that object.
This is unprecedented footage. Could this be some kind of secret space?
Watch, and then this shadow disappears. Shouldn't it go over here too?
Program.
Right. Watch.
Or possibly something
otherworldly.
Oh, there it is. We're leading towards the space program, secret technology, private corporation. As John Kirby suggests, if you don't.
No meu sofá é alto e dá direto para a janela. E olha só, o que tem ali ele é para cima, cara. Ele tá muito perto da areia e ele tá flutuando. Você tem uma ideia que ele tá se movendo. Mais um pouco aqui.
Why can't it be any clearer?
Vocês vão vendo.
I mean, that's clear. Don't get me wrong.
Por essa parte aqui da vegetação.
But it's not that far away. That's wild. That's a good one, right?
Devagar, mas tá.
That's a good one.
Vocês vão ver que ele vai passar essas folhas maiores iluminadas.
What the hell? I mean, it is a light.
Minha nossa.
Just hovering there. Kind of. It's drifting a little.
Ó, tá bem tênue.
That's pretty wild. I don't know, man.
Tá passando.
I wish I knew what she was saying.
Ele vai
but
passar.
We can see it here.
Sped up the footage so we can actually see this object. This luminescent object is moving, and it's not a boat.
Wow, it's moving steadily too. It's moving steadily. Like if that was a balloon, you know there's always wind around here, so.
And it's hard to tell. It's not a refraction of light off the window. This is a genuine UFO, in my opinion. Quite incredible.
Wow.
Coming out off the coast there, and a very good image.
So what makes me upset is that we don't see any more of it. I want to see the end of that video. Like, why did she stop recording? Why did it stop there? 30 seconds? Or however long it was. Did it wink out? Did it take off? Did she see it go too far to the right? Did it go in the water? Did it go to space? Did it come in her house? I mean, we don't know. Hate that. It's not Third Phase's fault. I just hate that. I want it all. Brian throwing down $1. That's a super dono. Pure love. The heart is bigger than the donation. It is pure love. Brian, right back at you, Slick. Slick. I don't know what that means. Thank you very much. Thank you. Stu Garson also throwing down a huge $1 super dono. It's beautiful night here at GoofOn. The love is just pouring in. Oh, thank you very much, man. This is great. Can't get that much love. Nobody gets. I don't deserve it. Wait, what's going on? Hold on, Stu. What happened? You just heard it on the radio? What did she hear? Hold on, I'm trying to find out. It's Wonder Dog. Is there a third? There is a third one? All right, I'll have to check. Thank you, Stu. Mucho gusto, Generoso, and also a continuing supporter of GoofOn. I will UFO shot down over Canada. You gotta be kidding me. Let me check this out. This is fun. This is so planned. Because Jeremy Corbell called this and knew it was going to happen. So it's not, this isn't sporadic. This is planned. I'm telling you, it's planned. Let's see what this is. Oh my God, 18 minutes ago. Hold on, I got it. Let me pull this up and throw it out. Let me throw it up on the screen, She. Yep, I'm putting it up there, Mike. I'll be right there. Here it is in 5, 4, 3, 2, and a goosh.
We'll return to our coverage of the earthquakes and the aftermath in Turkey and Syria in a moment. But first, I want to bring you some breaking news that's just come into us here at Sky in the last few minutes. It's come from a tweet from the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, who has said on Twitter, I ordered the takedown of an unidentified object that violated Canadian airspace. That's NORAD Command. Shot down the object over the Yukon. Canadian and US aircraft were scrambled and a US F-22 successfully fired.
This is unbelievable.
The object. The Prime Minister goes on to say that he spoke with President Biden this afternoon. Canadian forces will now recover and analyse the wreckage of the object. And he goes on to thank NORAD for keeping watch over North America. Now, this is the third...
Wait, did you hear what he just said? They're going to take a look at, and break down all the material. So they got the material, right? So it's not a UFO. They already know what it is. Because if it was a UFO, like a UFO, and they shot it down, I don't think they would be saying these words on mainstream media. I think they would probably call it a satellite or down another weather balloon. This is weird. Because I can't believe we're living in this. I mean, it's all planned. This is so obvious how stupid we must be. This is not normal. For this to happen in 1 week, 11, 12 days, whatever you want to call it, 2 weeks. Come on, man. I could see 1 or 2, but now 3. 3's on purpose. 1 is, what? 2 was like, oh, wait a second. All right, let's shoot it down. Now, the third one is like, this one's on purpose. Something is going on. Something is going on. And I don't mean there's UFOs. They're trying to get us. They're trying to get us to look up. In a way. Like, I think more people will look up in the next few days than they have in the last few days. I don't know why. I don't know. This is really strange. Are they planning something? This is just, something's not right. And I don't mean, because all of a sudden, now everybody's getting their F-22 Raptors up there shooting down objects. This is ridiculous. This is nothing but a joke. And it just might be the beginning of the FFAI. False flag. Alien. Which leads me right into what I spoke about at the beginning of the show. So with China doing whatever they want, obviously, over our airspace with impunity almost. They've been doing it since 2004. Hello, Nimitz. You know, they've been doing it for a while. This isn't anything new. They're just making it new to us. And I don't know why yet. I don't know why this is happening, but it's happening for a reason. Jeremy Corbell caught wind of it. He knew something was going to happen. That's interesting to me. Because you can say, oh yeah, something's going to happen. I feel it. I feel it. Everybody says that. I say it. Nothing happened. Nothing happens. Jeremy Corbell said it Tuesday, Wednesday, whenever their show came out, or Twitter, whatever. And sure enough, it's happening. Can't deny it. But it doesn't mean Jeremy Corbell is in the know. All right? Doesn't mean that. It means he knew. Now, this isn't anything major. Not to me. It shouldn't be major to you. It may sound major because the mainstream media is making a big deal about it. If you didn't watch the TV, it would have no effect on your life. If you didn't even look at the news, that's what I mean. If you didn't hear about it, it didn't happen. So let's say you're one of those people that didn't even know. You're too busy. You have kids, job, dating. You got to cook and clean and you got to do everything, guys. Ladies too. Some people are just so busy, right? Now, out of nowhere, on the news, in the next day or two, there's going to be a major sighting somewhere in this world, obviously. And it's going to sound like probably something that goes like this. There were objects seen over Istanbul on February 13th. They'll make it Valentine's Day, something of the Valentine's Day UFO. They're going to make it something like that. You'll see. And they're setting us up. And they're going to say, we don't know what these objects are, but we had to get a F-22s out there. And thank God we had them. As soon as the F-22s got closer, the F-18-20s, whatever they got, the objects just took off. But then they showed up behind the craft, and it looked like a beam was shot out of one of the objects and maybe took down one of our airplanes. Maybe not ours. Maybe it was Britain or somebody, one of our allies. Something's going to happen. And then they're going to create the fear that we don't know what these objects are, but something took out one of their... Maybe it isn't an ally. Could be anybody. But something is going to happen like that. It could be another Phoenix Lights event. It could be a Kecksburg sighting. It could be Rendlesham Forest. Rendlesham Forest Gump. They should do a Rendlesham Forest Gump. Can you imagine that? Life's like a box of chocolates. Life's like a handful of aliens. Life's like a box of Lazars. It doesn't make any sense. Bob Lazar would be that guy. He would be, he would have to be Forrest Gump. Because he would be the part. I'm telling you, Forrest could easily be that guy. Because he went all over the world and had all these experiences. Or you have Lou Elizondo play him. All right, back to the show.
An object that has been spotted over North America in just the past week. You'll remember, of course, that the US Air Force shot down a Chinese spy balloon last week. An unidentified object, which was described as the size of a small car, was taken down on Friday. And now a third one taken down over the Yukon. The Canadian Prime Minister telling us that the North American Command taking charge and bringing that object down. And of course, when we get more detail on this third object flying over North America that has been brought down by the armed forces there.
This is great. I am very, 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 I am so excited, elated, and mad all at the same time. Well, I'm excited because I was hoping something would make the UFO world a little more active lately. And it is happening. Something strange is happening. Look where it's happening, though. North America. It's not happening anywhere else yet. So weird. I know, I saw that. Mike, thank you for the message and the Canadian 279, man. Thank you very much. A big mucho gusto generoso. A continuing supporter of the show and a good friend of the show as well. Hey, Lunar Sparkles is here. Good to see you. Watchdog, Helen, how's everybody? Scott Morian. Hope I said that right. Your brother's in-law is moving to Homer, Alaska. He started his travel yesterday. He's driving from Michigan. That'll be cool. That's a cool, cool trip. Maybe he'll see something. And thank you very much to those of you who were shouting at me about the third balloon or object. That, thank God I looked. I mean, you know, I could have went the whole show and didn't know. It's happened before. It's sad I'm that way. It's hard to do everything. You guys just... Mike, thanks again. And then I see this, and that just puts a smile on my face. Corbell just broke wind. Nothing more. We're going to get into some of those. I've been trying something different on Twitter. See what happens. Instead of being condescending and... what's this? Hold on. I'm being nice. And I don't like being nice. Glenn Collins is asking, Richie, I bet there'll be one in London by Monday. Yeah. Wait, hold on. You know what tomorrow is? The Stupid Bowl. I hope they're not setting up for something bad to happen. Because we don't know. We don't know what really is going on. We only know what they tell us. Really, honestly, I feel like I don't know if that was a Chinese balloon. Nobody knows what the second one is or the third one. It's getting to be a show. It's a show. This is a show. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. This is just, is it propaganda? No, it's not. But it's something. I don't like it. John Greenwald, by the way, I'll post the links to the videos that I play tonight in the show description. John Greenwald's doing his due diligence. He's on Lou Elizondo a little bit. I'll get back to that here. But there's also over 340 pages of UFO and UAP related stuff that were internal NASA emails that were released from the mailbox of senior science writer Lonnie Schechtman. Alien Girl's here. Now we can start. Thank God. Thank you, Star Child. We are now getting, it just started to pour, and we're supposed to get pretty bad storms for the next 2 hours. You can hear it for sure, I know. It hasn't rained in a long, I mean, we've had drizzles here and there in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping, but first time we've had rain. So I'll get back to those internal emails. I don't know, I may not have time tonight, but we'll look at a few. They're interesting. I like looking at them. I don't know why. It's just, you're seeing something that, it happens and they redact some stuff, but it's interesting. Yeah, I don't know, just office talk and banter. You'll see. So UFO UAP News on Twitter is saying it's all over the major news, and this time they are still calling it an unknown car-sized object and not a Chinese spy balloon. They're not calling it a spy balloon. They can't, because that would make China mad. And apparently the first balloon really was just weather instrumentation and I think a guidance system on it or something. So they say. They're testing us. So Green Street doing some due diligence. I don't know why he's still living in the past, but I'll show you. He says, yesterday, the U.S. military shot down a cylindrical and silverish gray object. Oh, that's right. It was cylindrical and silverish gray. And it was floating and appeared caught in an airstream. I know what it is. I think I know what it is. Reminds me of this photo of an unidentified silver blimp, he's calling this. So I had to let him know what it really is. You guys know what this really is, don't you? You won't believe me. And I know my debunking of this, I believe, is 100% spot on. See the concentric circles, 1, 2, and then you got the iris in the middle. This is the inside of a camera on a phone that took that picture of the out the window. It was just a reflection. And I have it on mine. You have it on yours. See, there it is. You can see it. It's exactly the same thing. It's the same thing. And then they have the white one. And I know I showed this yesterday. And then they have the other one, which is white, which is just the flash. Oh, I like how the green is going through, but so I had to tell him. I said, I doubt you saw my debunking of this supposed object and the other one that went with it. This is a reflection of the camera housing of the phone. You can see the concentric circles, Yeah. I said, it's not only a match, but it's exact. He still hasn't. Stephen Greenstreet. Oh, and let me say something too. Ross Coulthart, I emailed him a month ago or messaged him I DM'd him on Twitter. I can imagine the guy gets a ton of messages, but he didn't get back. Didn't even look at it. So I wonder if he even checks. But I resent it. I resent it. I told him I want an interview with him. Or if he wants to interview me or whatever. I think it would be a great conversation to have with Coulthart. And the reason I would like to talk to Zabel and him at the same time. That would be fun. But it'll never happen. Those guys are on the other side. And apparently, he knows, I've heard about you. Yeah, sure, I'm aware of you, Rich. Yeah, sure. Which means, yeah, Elizondo and other people told me not to bother with you, which is so silly. It really is. If anybody knows what really goes on here and watches, they would know that I'm just having an opinion. It's really strange that grown men would tell another grown man, one grown man to another, not to talk to somebody. And for the grown man listening to somebody tell them that, you would think they would say, I'll do what I want, mate. But they don't. They listen to Lousy Lou because they're afraid of him. I don't know. Maybe Lou does something to the mind when you meet him. Somebody emailed me a few weeks ago and told me they have alien technology. So I emailed back and said, nah, you don't. Nobody does. Nobody's walking around with alien technology. Nobody has any evidence. Nobody has this and that. I said, he got back to me and he said, well, I'm assuming it's a male, but I don't know. Nope, I have proof. I'm going to send you the proof. Send me a few videos and a couple of pictures. And I can't show you because he said not to, but he didn't say I couldn't talk about it. It looks like a trick. It looks like it's done somehow. It's faked, not CGI. It's really happening. He has a cube. He says it weighs 1 kilogram. It's black. And then there's a glass table. And you can see through and see that he's not having any magnets or strings. He also puts marbles on the table with this long pencil looking thing, about as thick as a pencil, but 3 times as long. And those things are on the table. And then there's mirrors all around, so you can see every angle. And then you see his hand come into the frame and do this. And all the objects go, whoosh, and the cube goes, whoo, and you can see it's above everything about, maybe a foot. And then he goes back the other way and they go, whoo, but they don't keep going, they stay limited no matter, I didn't see too much, like a minute video. But it says that's alien technology. So I emailed him back and I said, I didn't see any technology. I just saw objects moving around. It looks like the video's older, maybe late 90s, early 2000s. So I asked, to prove that this is a new video, that you can do this now, can you take a video with your phone? So I'm waiting to hear back. I'm not buying it. He knows it. Whoever it is, I think they're... And then they mentioned something like, you could make a lot of money. And I'm like, with what? With what? What? Yeah, it's fun. Yeah. But I can't show you. It's nothing really. I want to show you, but I can't. Oh, brother. All right. Didn't I... Okay. Okay, this is interesting. This is what I wanted to talk about too. Christopher Mellon. I tell you, that John Greenwald, he is in the thick of it. You know what it is? I know, let's just say 5 people, and every one of them has a different role they're playing in this field. This person knows this person, these people know that, this one knows all these people, and this one can get all that information that these other 3 can't get. I mean, it is just amazing to me that there's so much information floating around out there, and we still can't come up with any good evidence. It's amazing. There are UFOs. We all know it. It's not a secret any longer, and I don't care what the government says. You and I know. We know. But this is a really interesting thing we're seeing here. This is going to have an impact on us. I don't know how. But what if we're in the early stages of seeing the UFO threat that they were talking about for all those years come to fruition just because of these balloons and these objects that are coming in? They are going to go back into that narrative and really, really, really. Now they may get all the funding they need, even through this administration. So whoever wins the next presidency won't cancel this halfway through. Maybe they'll keep Arrow on now. You see? You see? Who's doing it? Are we just doing it as propaganda pieces? We're going to protect our country. We're going to leave the borders open, but we're not going to worry. And fentanyl. Check this out. Oh my God, it's already 6, halfway through the show. In the sum, the good news is that this is Christopher Mellon. He says, indeed, I've spoken with several credible people, in the yellow here, who claim the U.S. has evidence of alien technology in its possession. These are exciting times. Wow. And then over here to the right, Christopher Mellon says, if the UAP reported around sensitive U.S. test ranges and training areas prove to be Chinese platforms, then that high-altitude balloon was the least of our problems. Amen to that. You're right. Here's Mick West adding to this, or at least read in some skeptics like John or myself so we can tell the world you speak the truth. Well, you see, they're all so happy. You know what? This is the perfect definition of irony. The UFO programs are going to go into full effect, full swing, because of balloons. This is silly. I'm glad they can. I don't know yet if all what I said is going to happen, but I have a feeling it's going to strengthen Arrow's place at the Pentagon. So I think these events, I think the first one wasn't planned, but I think the other two might have been. Not because of the UFO thing. I think it was to show that Biden has balls that he can shoot something the second it comes over, our airspace. I think that's what this was about. But they're twisting it into this UAP thing. Well, the powers that be in ufology are doing it. This is fun. This is the best. Now, I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know what these objects are going to be about. I don't know what's inside of them, what kind of equipment, who sent them. We don't know. I didn't see anything that said we know if they were China balloons. But they're saying objects, like they don't want to say the word balloon or UAP or UFO. It's weird. Yeah, it's really strange. And then the Canada one, man, they're setting up for Valentine's Day UFO event. Something's going to happen. 2/14/23. So it won't happen tomorrow because of the Super Bowl. But if they did want to make the news, do it tomorrow. Do it. And it's perfectly planned in the Southwest, Arizona, the desert. They could shoot that thing over the mountains if an object shows up. You see? See how this is playing out? It could play out tomorrow at the Stupid Bowl. By the way, there's going to be a show tomorrow after Super Bowl. So we're going to have an after Super Bowl show party. Yep. So we'll talk about, everybody will be able to join in, and I'll throw the link out. We'll talk about anything we want, the game, UFOs, the balloons, anything you want tomorrow. It'll be fun. Earthquakes are abundant right now. There's just a ton of earthquakes all over the planet. Things are happening, and it's weird right now. Isn't it weird? It's weird. It is. I like it. Into thin air. I don't see any new videos, brother. Still nothing new. All right, so he took a few days off. I always like to check in into thin air. All right, so I was talking about Greenwald and these emails. But before I get to that, the DOD and OIG just released the May 2021 recorded interview transcript of Luis Elizondo while investigating his complaint. In addition, numerous other records were released, including a February 22nd letter to Elizondo's attorney stating his case was closed. So that'll be fun to get into. Not. I don't know if I care. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't know. It doesn't interest me too much because I don't believe anything Elizondo says. But let me show you something here. Here's what's going on. Can I get that any bigger? No. It's the same no matter which way? Yeah, it's the same. Your client's eligibility for access to classified information remains intact. Accordingly, we are closing his case. Other records released were communications between Elizondo and the DOD OIG's office, along with internal communications about the investigation. And here's some things here you can barely see. Yeah, it's hard to see anything. The time is Virginia, persons present, investigating officer, I knew it was going to be like this. Sir, can you state your full name for the record? Yes, Luis Elizondo. Roger. And in terms of your contracting employment, who is your current employer? I am contracted right now by beep. It's blacked out. They are out of beep. Oh, TTSA maybe? Roger. And when did you start working for blop, blop, blop? I started working for blop, blop in bloop, bloop. Roger. And what is your role? I am a consultant. And as a consultant, sir, in this specific case, can you give me a brief overview of what it is that you do? Yes, I provide support to several contracts, particularly in the aviation industry, and I am also a consultant for other defense contractor known as boop, 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 boop. And I'm providing contract and consultation support to elements within Space Force. Roger. And as a contractor, sir, are you a W-2 or are you 1099? Gosh, obviously, I don't know. What? What? How do you not know? How do you not know if you're W-2'd or 1099? That's it. I don't believe a word that comes after that. You don't know. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Oh, Lou's working on full commission for each kill. I doubt that. I'm joking, obviously. Let's not get crazy. Is he? Remember when people were thinking he might be Men in Black? No. I have a good joke to go with that, but it's racist. It is really coming down like dogs and chickens outside. Well, it's the top of the hour, so I'm going to give you something to think about.
Love me. Right. China. 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 In China, they say I don't like China. I love China. People think I don't like China. I love China. China. China is the new China, by the way. China. 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 I deal with China. 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 Big league. China. So don't tell me about China. I know China. 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 Whether it's China, China. So if you went to China and you wanted to get a job in China, I don't knock China. How could I dislike China? A man from China. China.
It makes me feel happy inside for some reason. I don't know why. All right, round 2. Here we go. So this was on Need to Know. Oh, no. Damn it. Never mind. I can't believe it. I forgot to listen to their show today. Need to Know. They were talking about the Chinese balloon. I can't. This is interesting. Okay, UAP contact, video proof. They swarm everything above 150 feet. Look, Dr. Robert Shipe on YouTube. This was from the LEAKE project today. Let me see if he got back to me, because I asked permission if I could use it. Let me see what he says. Oh, okay. I need to email him. I didn't. It's too late. All right, let me just say thank you to this person. All right. Well, I'll just, I'll fair use it. I won't abuse it. I'm sure he's going to be okay with that. It's not his videos anyway. It's someone else's, so it should be okay. But this person is saying that they are capturing UFOs. I think, here, let me read it. Let me read it. That's right. I have to read this. Okay. Bear with me. I'm going to read this to you. It says, I got to turn. I can't see it. My glasses won't work at this distance. Not that I need them today, but I see it. All right. It says here, custodian file, best UFO UAP footage ever recorded. Absolutely breakthrough footage of UAPs swarming military craft, airplanes, paragliders above 150 feet. They even followed the presidential formations with Ospreys and Blackhawks. Since 2017, there have been a heavy presence of military, research vessels, even submarines off the coast of Marina del Rey. Dr. Robert Shipe, S-H-I-E-P-E, if I'm saying that wrong, I don't know. But Dr. Robert Shipe, I'll say, has been filming activity outside of his house off the deck with high-definition cameras, radar detectors, and custom-made light boxes to get the best footage. He also has created a technique for capturing these UFOs, which he calls dragons, because they kind of look like dragonflies and are estimated to be about 10 inches in length when they are on the move. What are those called? What do they call those? Jose Escamilla? Rods. Rods. Now I'm disappointed. The technique he uses is called interolation, where he captures the craft, fly across the screen at extremely fast speeds, and can place the UFO frame by frame on the photo to see how fast and where it is actually traveling. We examine over 200 photos and several videos in this presentation. This is Smoking Gun UAPs Exist. This is from the LEAKE project, but it's called Custodian File. And I've watched 28 minutes of this and started having heart attacks because I was getting so mad. I'm like, there isn't one thing here that's a UFO. Not one thing. It's all explainable. Look, if this guy's using high definition cameras light boxes and whatever, radar. It needs to be better than what I'm looking at. Let me show you. I can show you the stills. So what he's done is, these are frame by frame from the video. So, you know, I would call that a balloon. Here we go again. There's one thing, this guy swears it's a triangle, and I almost took my phone and threw it out the house. You got to see why. Here's the other supposed UFO. I don't know if I can play the videos. Here's that again from another view, I guess. It's cool work though, man. I like that this guy did all this work. And hey, I'm not saying I'm 100% right at all. But the way you read the description, it makes it sound like it's irrefutable proof. Is that how you say it? Right? This isn't smoking gun evidence. This is no different than watching any UFO video on the internet. I like that he did all this, though. It's cool as hell. Good for him. It's a lot of work. See, you see this? It's like a bug, man. It's got wings on it, flapping. They're even flapping. Look, this is a little further back. This one's going forward. You know, like a bird, like zoom. Come on, man. You see, look at this one way over here. Those are aimed backwards. These are going forward. Oh,
is orange, and these things sometimes turn orange.
Oh, brother. Yeah, when they reflect the sun at a certain... it depends on what kind of fur, feathers. Look at this.
There's a wetland. We have the Bologna wetland.
I'm looking for the videos. There's a parachutist.
He's within 100 feet.
That's remarkable.
If that is real, that's about... You see, this looks close to the camera. Right? Doesn't it look close to the camera? Because, and I'll tell you why. It looks distorted. And I don't mean it's blurry. I mean, we're being fooled. Or he is too. Look at how big this thing looks. If you were to put this right next to this, it would cover up all 3 windows. You know, and make it, 7 to 10 feet? Not huge. But I don't think it's what he thinks it is. I think these are close, most of them. Yeah, this is sad. We know there's a guy named Mike Brown who has a 20, you guys know him, he's Streetlight Mike, and he's got a 20-second video. Here he goes. This guy thinks this is 3 points of a triangle. He's telling you this is a triangle craft that's creating these 3 lines.
Yeah.
He said because they all move in unison, but they don't. They're all over. This one's inward, this one's inward, this one's, bowing out. I can't help these people though, guys. I can't. How can you help these people? Look at, these are birds. You can see the wings. This is where I went nuts. This is where I lost it, right around here. I lost it. Right at the 20, I shut it off right at 28 minutes.
Mention names or agencies.
So this is what is out there. I like the work, but sadly, he needs to come on GoofOn to get a reality check. And you want to know something gorgeous about what's going on? I'm going to try to keep an eye on that guy. Because here's what might happen. People think that because he put in all this work, that he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. Look at all the work he did. So what? I spent 11 months and probably 1,000 hours chasing satellites. When I found out at the 11th month, I stopped and took almost everything down off the website. This guy will keep it going for the rest of his life. Typical. He's got that Nick Pope head. Yep, he's done. He's in on it. I'm telling you, this guy is so far in that you can never convince him of anything else. This guy, Mike Brown, Streetlight Mike, had a 20-second video, and he took and analyzed every single frame, 64,000 frames. He inspected each one to just find any evidence. You can't change the guy's mind. You can't tell him it's pareidolia. I can't tell this guy. And I'm surprised that the LEAKE project didn't say, bro, I mean, I've seen these. He should be saying, I've seen this for 20 years. It looks like a duck. It looks like a bird. It looks like a balloon. It looks like a drone. I see things. You know, it looks like they're close. It looks like it's not UFO. But because the guy has all these dots everywhere, people are going to be like, look at all the work he did. And they're going to think he knows what he's talking about. That's like giving a kid a coloring book and they color it in wrong colors for all the animals, but you're still going to say, great job? Yeah. And that's what people are going to do to this guy. Hey, man, great job. And then nobody will give him the but. They're going to say, great job. And that's it. And nobody's going to say, but everything's explainable. If I said it to that guy, or you said it, you know what he would do? He would say, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. He would never want to hear anything we have to say after that, because he's going to automatically think we don't know what we're talking about. That's what I hate about this field. Nobody wants to listen to anybody else. I listen to people all the time. You guys know it. I talk to you guys out off the show, emails and DMs, and I'll admit it when I'm wrong. I'll say it every time. Oh yeah, I fucked up. Oh, I didn't know. Okay, you're right. I'm wrong. It's good to be wrong. I love being wrong. I really do. I do, because you're learning. I'm learning. I'm being corrected, and there's nothing wrong with being wrong. This way, you don't walk around saying the wrong thing over and over. And I did a lot of that for 15, 17 years. I was saying things incorrectly, and I sounded like the Angry Channel. It's all CGI, everything, it's all hoaxes. I was like that. This community is so diverse with theories and hypotheses and all sorts of ideologies and belief systems, and nobody should be telling anybody their experiences aren't happening to them. But when you get evidence and you show it to the world, you need to accept what people are saying that may know more than you. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't matter how nice I am either. Even if it's to a stranger who doesn't know anything about me. They say, you don't know. You need to be here to witness it. I'm like, no, I don't. I really don't. Plus, you haven't shown me anything. It's a dot. All right. So that's that on that guy. And just keep your eyes open for, what is he called? Custodian file. That to me, yeah, that's not really happening over there. That guy reminds me There was a lady, I don't know if she's still around, from Pennsylvania. And she has a YouTube channel. I think it was UFOs over Pennsylvania or something like that, but she had her family with her and they always saw UFOs or these lights through the trees. And anybody who did any research just looked at where she said she lived and you could see it. She told everybody where, and you could see the trees and the road and then the airport, which is 3 miles away. So she was getting all these planes coming in for a landing, making the big turn. Sometimes they do touch and go, where they're in training. And she kept thinking these objects are in the trees, going in and out of the trees because the lights would go in and out, because the trees. And this lady just, for the life of me, I don't know, what was her name? Mary? I don't know. So annoying. I stopped watching that channel because I would have died if I would have kept. But my God, everybody loved it. And it's freaking, there were several of us that are saying, yo, there's an airport back there. How do you not, this is terrible. And she was there forever, just getting thousands of supporters. Oh, you have to be like, Gina Marie Colin. What's her name? COVID? Gina Marie COVID. You have to be like her. You have to have that deer in the headlight look all the time. And then you have to dummy yourself down so you don't sound too smart. Nobody likes a smart guy in this field. So you gotta dummy yourself down. Now I can do that. Now, I could dummy it down, keep my eyes wide open like this. Yeah, I saw a UFO once too. They're all over. I see them all over the place. Oh shit, it works, don't it? Look how crazy and stupid I look. Nobody likes a smart guy in this field. It's true. Nobody likes a know-it-all. Nobody likes a know-it-all. Nobody likes a know-it-all. It's true. I can't believe there was a third balloon or an object. I still can't believe this. This something. I don't know, man. Oh my God, check this out. They made an incredible discovery. Scientists entered people's dreams and got them talking. Lucid dreaming is when a person is conscious that they are asleep. I do it every time. I know when I'm doing it. Almost every dream I have is like it's reality, and I know when I'm dreaming because at the end of the dream, I always end it by saying, oh shit, I'm dreaming this, and then I wake up. It's a form of metacognition, of being aware, of awareness. Some people could even control the dream when they're in this state. So a team of researchers set out to discover the limits of awareness during lucid dreaming. In other words, they asked questions to lucid dreamers while they were sleeping, and the dreamers responded. I've seen that before. I've done it before. Yeah, haven't you ever done that? Your girlfriend's sleeping over or whatever, and she's dreaming. You go, babe, do you want some ice cream? And then she'll say something like, no, I don't want any ice cream. And then the next morning you go, do you remember at 2 a.m. I asked you if you wanted ice cream? I did? Yeah, you were dreaming, I think. And I asked if you wanted ice cream and you said no, you were not hungry. Oh my God! So, well, can people communicate in dreams? Well, in separate experiments, scientists from France and the Netherlands and Germany, the US, they asked questions and sleepers would respond with subtle movements of their eyes and their faces. Since the 80s, they've known that lucid dreamers can communicate out of dreams by using these signals. And that's what Karen Konkoly, a PhD student at Northwestern University and an author on the study in Current Biology, said. But she says, but we are wondering, can we also communicate in the dreams? Can we ask people that they could actually hear in their dreams, that we could kind of have a more meaningful conversation maybe? Well, the results came from 4 labs and 36 participants, a mix of experienced lucid dreamers and some who have never had a lucid experience but remember at least one dream a week. They were trained to make lucid dreaming more likely to happen and how to interpret cues like sounds, lights, or finger taps with the researchers used. So they try to communicate them while they're asleep. And it's interesting, the researchers also taught them how to communicate responses through their facial movements. It's thundering outside. In REM sleep, when people dream most vividly, the body doesn't move aside from the eyes and twitching. Special sensors looked out for these responses when the participants fell asleep and entered the REM state. Researchers would pose questions like simple math questions. In one case, a 19-year-old American participant was asked, "What is 8 minus 6?" Then he was able to move his eyes left or right twice to indicate 2. They asked him the question again, and he repeated the motion, proving that the communication was deliberate. They did so many tests. They have, I don't even know, using dreams to heal trauma and inspire creativity. It's almost like they're putting you in a hypnotic trance while you're sleeping. That's a great story. That's a great article. There's a lot in there. I'm going to put that link in the description with the videos because I think it's an interesting article. I was going to say test. But anyway. So Robert Sheridan tweeted today, "Its intrinsic speed suggests highly advanced technology. Once again, the data does not suggest that the go-fast craft is a balloon." No, it doesn't. The data suggests that it could be a balloon and that most likely it was. But no, nobody can prove that it was a balloon. Correct. Robert Sheridan. So I saw an email today. I'm sorry, let me scratch that. I saw this tweet today, and it was from a guy named Jason Colavito, and he tweeted, "Someone emailed me today to let me know that Atlantis has been located." So I asked Atlantis is Found if that was him that was asking, and I haven't checked my emails back yet. Let me see. Yeah. Let's see. No reply yet. I don't see one yet. Yeah. Lots of wings. Yeah. All right, I got it. All right. Hold on. You got it, Dr. Greer. Thank you, Dr. Greer. Okay. So I saw this today. Because I've been trying to get Atlantis is Found on the show. And now I don't know if it's going to happen. Only because he says he's made some discoveries that maybe he shouldn't be going public with. That's all. So he says, "My name is Boppity Bop. I'm a tech guru and a captain of industry. I am an absolute wizard when it comes to finding anything online. I'm a master of search engine tech. No matter what the topic or item, I can rapidly prove or disprove the existence. I set out to disprove the existence of Atlantis, but I ended up doing the opposite. Not only did I prove its existence, I actually found the site. You see, what made finding Atlantis possible is that Google embarked on a massive effort to digitize every book known to man. Google then introduced Google Translate, which removed a massive barrier that kept the world from reviewing all the data. I followed right with Google, as they are not only made all of the data accessible across many languages, but they also index it so I could rip through absolute lifetimes of data. I just thought it was interesting. I don't know. Man, I wonder if it's the same person. I asked. I don't know. I haven't had an answer yet. But I wonder if it is. Right? Well, I mean, that's cool if it is. I mean, he's trying to promote it. Trying to find somebody that maybe can help him where I can't. I don't know. I thought we were going to be the all access, the only one. Well, it didn't say it was from Atlantis is Found, so it's from somebody. What did he go by? Oh, they cut the name out. I bet if I go back to my first email, I can probably find out if that was him. All right, next. Bruce Fenton. He says, this is making me, ufology is afflicted by way too much, by the way, he spelled 2, T-O. Ufology is afflicted by way too much what-if-isms and maybe-isms. Any baseless daydream idea plucked from the ether is considered as equal to the best supported evidential theories. It's untenable. What if you go and find some support for your maybe? I'm sorry I read that. I'm sorry. All right. Green Street is back on Lou Elizondo's hump. He's saying, hey, there's no evidence Lou Elizondo was the director of a Pentagon UFO program named 8-Tip. There's also no evidence of a Pentagon program named 8-Tip, beyond just the nickname for OSAP, ever existed. Elizondo admits it wasn't a program. Well, that kind of nukes the P in A-Tip. See, it's okay for Green Street to give Lou a little ribbing here and there. But just because I said Lou flattens his wife after they have sex, he wasn't coming on the show. That was his reason for never coming on the show. Remember? That's what we were told. Because he didn't like that joke. He liked everything else I said. How I called him weak and a poussé and everything else. But flattening his wife, that's out of the question. Bruce Fenton says, sometimes I remember how wild it is that over the years I've gone from an IT professional working in an international investment bank to being some kind of alien hunting author dude featured on cable TV and stuff. What the hell happened there? Just totally nuts. So I said, you figured out a way to get in good with certain people. It's not what you know, it's who you know, especially you. I don't know why I put especially you. He wrote back. Oh, no, he didn't. Yeah, he did. Oh, no, what did he say? Hold on. He said, actually, I was invited onto both Science and History Channel through people interested in my work, not anyone that I personally knew. Not that I had my own show or anything, so probably you do need to know people to become established on the screen. Hold on. kind of said I was just trying to be funny about the especially you part. It didn't come out that way. My bad. Bruce Fenton's a good guy. I'm just giving him a hard time. All right, Ben Lumen. Everybody knows Ben Lumen. He goes, they really don't think this Alaska UFO was from a state actor, do they? Totally different atmosphere. Has Secretary Austin reached out to his Chinese counterpart or any other counterpart since this has been tracked? This particular object? No? Next question. This is a weird day. I can't believe they're on their third balloon. Or third object, my bad. Third object. I'm telling you, they are, this is a joke. They're doing something to, I don't know. I have to see what they do next, but this is bizarre. It's just bizarre. It is. This is bizarre. Darkest Gooner. Sorry, I didn't see that earlier. $2. Throwing down a super sticker. Darkest Gooner. When'd you put that down? Half hour ago. I'm sorry. Holy shit. Thank you very much. Darkest Gooner. Yeah, I didn't see it. I'm sorry. I did now though. Thanks again, man. A continuing supporter of GoofOn, good friend of the show. And, you know, we're supported by you guys, you know, the public, and all that goes back into the show, as you know. It does. Yep. Huh? So thanks again. Mucho gusto generoso. What's up, Search and Destroy? Yeah, there was a third. Here, let me, for those of you who just got here, let me show you. Yeah, let me show you. Check this out.
In Syria in a moment, but first I want to bring you some breaking news that's just come into us here at Sky in the last few minutes. It's come from a tweet from the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, who has said on Twitter, I ordered the takedown of an unidentified object that violated Canadian airspace. At NORAD Command, shot down the object over the Yukon. Canadian and US aircraft were scrambled and a US F-22 successfully fired at the object. The Prime Minister goes on to say that he spoke with President Biden this afternoon. Canadian forces will now recover and analyse the wreckage of the object. And he goes on to thank NORAD for keeping watch over North America. Now, this is the third object that has been spotted over North America in just the past week. You'll remember, of course, that the US Air Force shot down a Chinese spy balloon last week. An unidentified object, which was described as the size of a small car, was taken down on Friday. And now a third one taken down over the Yukon. The Canadian Prime Minister telling us that the North American Command taking charge and bringing that object down, and of course,
taking charge, baby.
Detail on this
third time's a charm.
Object flying over North America that has been brought down by the armed forces.
So I was thinking, this may be the beginning of the threat assessment that was made a couple of years ago when Lou was saying, you know, we got this threat. These objects are flying. Whatever they were saying with impunity, understandable. Get it. And then for about a year or so, since the reports come out, they haven't said much about the threat. Well, after the first incident, when the balloon wasn't shot down, the second one came over, which is still being called an object. We don't know what it is yet. But let's just say it's probably another balloon of some sort. So they shoot the second one down as soon as it gets close to any, the United States. So that was them saying, hey, we're not so bad after all. We can protect the United States after all. And then today, the third one, well, that's over Canada, but still North American region. And they took it down, shot it down. They took it down, did their thing, did their stuff. What movie? Independence Day. Go ahead and do your thing, do your stuff. Remember when they were talking about going to the alien ship and taking the UFO they had in storage? Bernie Muro throwing down some entirely fresh love. That's a $2, I almost said pound, super dono. Mucho gusto. Love is in the air, so grazie. Grazie. Thanks, Bernie. Mucho gusto generoso. Huh? Oh. Thanks, Burn. Feel the burn. The burn. How come I haven't said that before? Isn't that weird? All right, let's play this. I always like a little bit of Joe Rogan action when he talks to these people. He talks to Ben Van Kerwick.
A conversation with a conventional archaeologist that wants to argue this with you?
They say, like, oh, we know how they did it. So, for example, with the giant statues, right, there's a scene on a wall. It's called the Duty Hotep image. And it shows the Egyptians, there's 156 dudes when you count them all up, and they're pulling a statue that's tied to a wooden sled. Now, we know this statue, there's parts of it still exist. First, it's alabaster. It's not granite. Second, it weighs about 56 tons, and you're dragging it on a wooden sled. You can't use that to explain how you move a 1,000-ton statue. It's not like a sliding scale of difficulty. I do grant them the ability to use primitive methods to move stuff up to like 100, 150 tons. But once you start getting to 400, 600, 1,000 tons, material failure, wood's not an issue. That literally sleds would just be crushed or driven into the ground. There's an absolute scale of difficulty that gets applied to these massive...
Of course I do. Been speaking since I was 5. Yep. Botte resala, Bafangu, e friga bella, butana. Nah. Let's see. Oh, you know what? A flat screen TV is not extraterrestrial technology. Nah. I see some emails coming in. That's funny. I can't believe that again. Seriously, I am just, and before I get out of here, you know, because I just cannot believe we're in the situation where now we have a third object. They are going, and I'll say it like I did at the beginning of the show, they are going to use this as the new threat. And I think, I'm glad that we get that office, Arrow. I just want them to do more with it. You know? I want them to do more with that office. And I know it's new, and they only have like a couple of employees. But isn't this the type of stuff that Arrow is going to be reporting on? No, right? These aren't UFOs. These are objects. Let's not get them confused. UFOs and objects. These are objects. Okay? It's not my words. It's John Kirby saying it. Kirby Vacuum Guy. He said it. And I did have a... Oh, yeah, we'll do the emails tomorrow. By the way, I am in a weird situation with my video recorder. So I don't know what to do. I don't know how it's missing. And my favorite sighting is with it because I left it in the recorder. I was going to show you the full version of that April fleet sighting. And I was going to play it on the show with some other sightings, you know, and we were going to start that process where I'm going to show you how I learned and show you some videos along the way during a show or two, or maybe just have a show dedicated just to the sightings like once a week. But there's so much information that I could go through every one of my things chronologically, and we could do a show. Like, I could have another 3 years of shows to go over with you guys. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of interviews that have never been seen, personal interviews I did for myself with experiences that I've never watched since the day I put it up, or since the day I made it. I never posted those. But I think it would be interesting to go back and listen to the dreams that I talked about where the alien showed up and said,
"I'll be in your head before you wake up."
I mean, you could see I was, fuck. Imagine waking up, you're just sleeping, and then you open up your eyes and you're looking out the you're halfway in and out. And I look out the bedroom door and I see the stairway, because the hall light, there's a night light on. And then I go to lift my head, and as I'm about to lift, I feel the breath and the actual of the mouth that close to my ear saying,
"I'll be in your head before you wake up."
And I went like this and nobody was there. And I could have sworn somebody was going to be there. Crazy. And then took the dog out for a walk because I woke everybody up. And for 15 minutes, I was sitting there on the edge of the bed, turned on all the lights, telling my wife at the time what happened. And she goes, it's really weird. She goes, did you see the police were outside or something? I go, no. She goes, yeah, there were these, she goes, I thought maybe somebody got pulled over because we lived on the backside of a church. And there was a lot of land, but they had their parking lot. And sometimes kids would go there and hang out and the cops would come turn on their lights and, we'd see it go into the house. That's what she said she was seeing. When I went to walk my dog, I walk out and we walk across the street and there's a fairway of grass. It's probably 300 yards. It's just captures all the water. And there were 3 to 4 foot grass circles. And I still have the pictures. Perfect circles. 3 of them. And then I took the picture of the circles from the second story of my house because you can see them across the street. So I think what happened was there is either 1, 2, or 3 of these that were out there. And my wife just happened to see the lights around a half an hour before I came to bed. Pretty cool. That house was in a great location, and I had the craziest things happen there. So did she. When she and I divorced, well, the day we left the house and split up, everything stopped. There was nothing in my life. There was no sightings. Although I moved from a house into an apartment, so I wasn't going outside anymore. So that was probably it. But I did go outside. I went outside probably 100 times that year. Didn't see anything, had no dreams. I think when you're with somebody, especially the opposite sex, if you're a man and you're with a woman and you're having these experiences, it may have to do with gene splicing, baby making, baby stealing, maybe using your wife or your spouse, your girlfriend, as an incubator until there's the formation of cells that can create a human or human/hybrid. So many things are going on. We have no idea what's going on. Thunder. Here's one. What if cattle mutilations aren't from aliens? but it's us. And they're testing them to see if they're being radiated from below. That's why they pick them up, drain their blood, bring them back, and just drop them. They don't care. They want to see if they're radiated because of all the underground shit that's going on that we don't know about. Maybe. I don't know. But it would be interesting because you know that 33rd parallel goes right through the United States. And it's also the UFO highway and the capital for almost, 75% of cattle mutilations along that parallel. Oh, dry. Can't do it. Well, thank you very much for coming on tonight, everybody. It's time to go. It is pouring, and the thunder and lightning is getting bad. We'll be back tomorrow after the Super Bowl. Now, I'm going to pick who's going to win. Philadelphia is going to beat Kansas City 34-24. And Holmes is going to throw 2 interceptions. He's going to get sacked 5 times, but they still make it a game. It's still going to be a good game. I'll see you guys tomorrow after that. I want to say one thing. Thank you, moderators and super chatters. Your support's been so far through the roof. I can't thank you enough. Everybody, thank you so much. You have no idea. I don't know, maybe you do. But again, we always try. Goofon wants to be the truth. Truthology for ufology is what I was trying to say. All right, I'm getting out of here. Hope you have a great weekend. And check out the show I did with Dave, Caitlin, and Lynn Thursday night on Rebellious Unknown. It was incredible, and I'll probably be there next Thursday. I was invited, I guess, so I had a great time. Anytime you could laugh is a good time to me. All right, guys, enjoy. I'm going to go watch some MMA, and be well, take care, and alien bless.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. God have mercy on your soul.
Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life. Warning.
Unidentified flying object